Thank you so much for tuning in to Awakening with Katina Love. We are a spiritual enlightenment channel where we help you raise your consciousness and become your best version. Today, you have a very special guest, Autumn Rummel. She's going to be talking today about pendulums and her spiritual gifts as a Reiki energy healer, intuitive guide, and so many other things. Autumn, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. So tell us about Autumn and what would you like us to know about you?
I do a broad range of healings and readings. Most of the time it's remote, so I can tune in to anybody anywhere across the world with just a thought, and I don't have to know what they look like. I just need a first name and an intention, and I can see and feel, hear, and know everything that I need to.
That's awesome. That's
Thank you.
wonderful. That's wonderful. I was so excited to meet you a few years ago when we met at the All Natural Healing Associates a few years ago. And you were telling me about your gifts then. I was just really excited about your spiritual gifts. So I'm excited to learn more about you today.
Thank you. Yeah, I've changed night and day since then. So things are always evolving and up leveling, and that's the way we want it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, what kind of remote services do you offer?
Oh, so many. Well, I do, as far as readings, I do a chakra reading, past life readings. What else? Spirit animal readings,
Mhm.
channeled readings, relationship readings. I don't know. I could pretty much tune into anything, anywhere.
That's
So
awesome.
soul readings, all kinds of neat stuff. And then I do for healing, just a multitude of things. I am
Mhm.
Reiki master teacher certified, but I rarely ever use Reiki.
Mhm.
It's my own modality, and
Mhm.
Reiki taught me the flow of energy and how to do distant healing. And then beyond that, it's all my own.
That's beautiful. That's awesome. So how does that all work? Do you need to see the person to read them? I
No,
thought you just
no,
said
and
you
I
can feel them, they can be somewhere else and you can just
Yeah, yeah. It's like I don't have to see you, but I could look at you and like do a scan of your entire aura, and then I can look inside your body. I could see cords, I could see your spirit, I could see your spirit guides, I could see your spirit animals. So sometimes I can see the people that are attached to you and what their intentions are. So it can be confusing sometimes. So I really helps when I have a focus. If someone just says, I don't know what I need, then I'll just kind of go intuitively and I'll ask, spirit or their guides or God or the angels,
mhm.
whoever you connect with, what they are most in need of at the time. And then whatever I see, I relay what that is, and then I heal it and clear it. And that's kind of how it works.
So when you heal it and clear it, how does it stay cleared and stay healed?
It depends on what it is. Not
Yeah.
everything is permanent. Some things are, like if you have someone in your past that's no longer part of your life, and say it was a really toxic relationship,
Yeah.
I can find that cord and not just cut it, but the toxic cords show up as like black tar to me, and
Okay.
they go in and through the body. So they actually can cause a lot of physical pain. So a
It
lot of times,
can?
oh
Really?
yeah, yep, absolutely. So a lot of times when I pull these cords out of somebody and I tell them where it is and what it's doing, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, that hurts there all the time." And I went to the doctor and they couldn't find anything and I didn't know what's wrong. And then so I pulled the cord out, I put healing in where all of that space was, because it leaves like an open, like a hollow path through their body.
Mhm.
Fill it all up with light and then it looks normal again, so I know it's healed. But cords are not always permanent. If this person is still in your life, or if you're still reaching out to them, or you're still allowing them to come groveling back in, that can reattach. And it doesn't mean it's going to be the same intensity, because it took, however many years to get to that point, but it will start to grow and take over again.
That is interesting.
Well, thank you.
Wow. So when did you realize that you had these spiritual gifts? Like what was going on in your life when you, I guess, awakened to your gifts?
Um, well, I knew I had some as a kid,
Mm-hmm.
and then I closed them down because being an empath, everything is so intense, and I just numbed it all out with drugs and alcohol, and everything I could do to just not feel so much. And
Mm-hmm.
then, of course, as an empath, I attracted narcissists because I guess I had some really big lessons to learn this time, and I learned them.
Okay.
So my I didn't have access to anything for over 10 years, and then
Wow.
once I started to leave that like very very abusive relationship, then things just started to very slowly open up. And then when I couldn't do any more healing with normal therapy, then I
Mm-hmm.
sought what is it, hypnotherapy, and then she recommended Reiki. Someone else recommended Reiki, and I'd never heard of it. I was like, "What is this Reiki shit?" And sorry, I don't know if I can swear on here. I'll try to
No,
keep
go
it
for it.
to
Yeah, just be
okay.
yourself.
I'll keep it to a minimal.
Sure.
But it just sounded like some like voodoo crap that bored,
Right.
rich housewives do when they have nothing better to do. And that was kind of my opinion of it.
Mm-hmm.
So once I had Reiki done and I got some of that like sludge off of me, things like started opening up, and I was like, okay, I have to learn how to do this. And once I learned Reiki and learned the flow of energy, just everything really started to open up for me. And then the more I practiced, the more I was given, and I would run into a problem that I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't solve. And a lot of the types of healing that I do, such as with the cords, because it's really deep. I learned that through trial and error. I had a relationship with somebody that was really toxic, and I would cut cords and cut cords and cut cords, and every time I looked, it would be back. And I'm like,
Wow.
why? Why is this here? What is going on? And then finally, in I guess it was a meditation. I don't really meditate. I just sit down and get, connect with my guides and angels. And
Mm-hmm.
one of my one of my guides or my angels, I don't even know which one, showed me what to do. And they pulled this cord out of the inside of me and healed it. And then as soon as I saw what that was and how to do it, I could just instantly do it. So
That's
a
so
lot of
cool.
yeah, a lot of the types of healing that I do, I actually learned from Jesus, from my guides, from angels, from Archangel Michael. And
Mm-hmm.
Archangel Michael just taught me something new not too long ago, which was really neat. So it just continues to unfold.
That is so awesome.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look for the next question here.
Okay.
So, would you like to demonstrate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel guided or led to do. Um.
Okay. Let me see. Let me check you for a chord because since we were
Uh-oh.
already talking about those, let's do that.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Please show me Katina's any toxic chords, the one that is affecting her the most right now. You have one off of point at your left side. Okay, good. I didn't know if the camera had flipped you.
Yeah, the camera, right?
Okay. Um, it's off the back of your left shoulder, and the distance isn't very far, but it's connected to a male energy. So there's some type of a man in your life. He feels in his 50s or 60s. And how is this affecting you? If you get a name, I can confirm it with a pendulum. I may not get a name or a description beyond just what the energy is. Let me see. How long has this been with you? About 6 or 7 years.
It's not a romantic partner, that's for sure. Because I don't have one of those.
Okay.
Maybe a relative.
don't know, because it says 6 or 7 years.
6 or 7 years.
Yeah, so this is someone that hasn't been in your life for very long. And I'm seeing this, so circles. Does that mean, let me see. Does that mean social circle? Yeah,
Oh
that's
yeah.
all I'm getting. Social circle, yeah. It might not be close friend, it could be someone in the proximity of the people that you regularly associate with. So cords can form from either party. So
Oh.
if someone is wishing you harm or wishing you like not well, or doesn't like that you're thriving and they're not, they can form a cord to you. They don't need your permission, unfortunately. All right, let me see where it goes. It's coming through you, through that shoulder. It goes through your chest, and it actually looks like it's filling up your left breast quite a bit. And how else is this affecting you? It's going down to your belly button area.
Okay.
It almost feels like it's pulling on something too. Like you would get this uncomfortable feeling in the middle of your stomach, like something's pulling on you or like strangely attached and it shouldn't be. If it is affecting you on a physical level, that is what it would feel like.
Okay. Okay.
And what else is this doing?
Well, I'm always working on my colon health, you know. You said stomach, but
Yeah.
I'm always working on my colon health.
Okay. Yeah, and
Digestion and
it's real jaggedy too. I know that's not really a word, but from like the center down to your belly button where that cord is, it's like a straight line, but it's very jagged. It's not smooth. So yeah.
I
All
have
right.
relatives within that age range. That's the only thing I can think about.
We can ask
A relative.
because when I'm reading energy too, if you have someone that you're related to, but you don't, it's so distant that there's no relationship there,
Yeah.
then spirit doesn't recognize that as family sometimes. And I can
Oh.
have someone say your daughter or your sister when it's actually a best friend. So when they read, I read energy.
I understand that. Yeah, I have a brother, a relative that just left the house.
Okay.
He's in that age range, but we don't
But has anything changed that did he like come into your life more closely over the 6 to 7 years? Because that has some significance. That's how long this cord has been with you, or was there a falling out? I don't know.
the relationship is just a little different. It's a little different, a little distant because we don't have like a lot of things in common. Like our family's close, but we're not in a sense, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Um being that I am what I am and how I am, so I don't really relate to my family in a lot of ways, if that makes sense. So that would
Oh,
include my brother, one of my brothers.
okay. All
Um
right. Do you want to give me a first name and we can confirm?
um it's
You
weird
don't have
because
to you don't have to say it out loud,
okay. Oh,
just in
okay, I
case
won't
I
say it
watch
out
it.
loud. I
All
won't
right,
say.
please hold on one sec. Please connect to Katina, her soul, her higher self, and her spirit team. She's going to ask a silent question. I want you to please confirm yes or no. All right, it's ready. And I'm trying to hold my hand as still as I can. Okay, go ahead and ask your person. Is it this person that she's thinking of right now?
Okay.
And you're thinking of them? Okay, it's a
Mhm.
no. It's a
Okay.
no for that person.
Okay.
That's my no.
Okay. And the next person.
That seems to also be a no.
Okay.
I think it's a little further removed than family. But we don't have to know who it is in order to remove it. So
Okay.
if you want, I can take that out of you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And as I'm taking it out, I might get a little bit more information about it too.
Okay.
So what I'm doing on this spirit plane is like I use a empty space to channel. So I look into, like I'm looking at the wall behind you, the blank wall, and that I'm sort of looking through it, and I'll see on the spirit plane, I'll see you and me, and then what I'm doing, so I can like turn you and move you. And
That's so cool.
yeah, so it's actually easier for me to do this when when the person is not in front of me, because then it's actually distracting to see you when I don't need to see you, if that
Should
makes
I
sense.
step over?
No,
Okay.
stay. No, I do this in front of people too, so.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm doing is I will grab the cord on the spirit plane, and then I'll start to retract it from its furthest point in your body back to where it entered your body, which is behind your shoulder. And if you're sensitive to energy, you might be able to feel it.
Okay.
So I'm folding up all the jagged parts of the cord that went down to your belly button, so that it doesn't do any damage on the way out.
Really?
Yep.
I feel some good energy.
So that part is retracted, and now it's working on the area in your left breast, which it's interesting. I've never actually seen that before, where it's filled up in that manner. So I am pulling that out now. All right, the cord is mostly out. There's a smaller, like a thread, as I released the main part of the cord away from you, that's still in there, and there's like a tiny little hook. So I have to unhook that and get it out. It's weird. The person on the spirit realm, the other person, the other end of this cord, is in distance wise is standing like very close to you, which is super strange. Like usually I'll see them a few feet away, like 6 to 10 feet away, and then if the person is like way in their past, I'll see them even like further away, like they'll be small and way off in the distance. He's almost like domineering. He's like right on top of me as I'm doing this. It's kind of strange.
His spirit is, or
Yeah, this is all on the energy plane. I'm just picking up like how he is. And okay, so I'm just gonna like turn him around and send him on his way and put healing in now. I'm gonna fill up all those areas in you. So I'm watching as the light is filling up that like that hollow channel in your belly, and it's starting to look just like you in your clothes.
yay.
I feel like you might have a feeling of like little butterflies right now, just very gentle.
I feel something over in my liver area. I felt a little tingle.
Okay.
And yes, butterflies, yes. Yes.
All right. It's just working on the other part. And the longer this has been with you, sometimes the longer it can take for the cord to come out. I mean, I could just grab it and yank it, but that's
No, we
not.
don't do don't
Yeah,
want to do
I
that,
don't.
right?
No, yeah, I would rather just let it happen and observe and do the least amount of, I don't need to Hulk smash anybody.
Right.
It's almost done.
Okay.
Yep, and I just got this, so all done. That's my symbol. I don't know if that's my higher self or one of my guides, but somebody gives me like hand signals, like up in the,
Like we're done.
yeah, up in the ether. They give me this when I'm all done.
That's so cool. Someone did come to mind after as you were doing that.
If you don't want to say the name out loud, you don't have to. We could do the thing again.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. All right, pendulum. Okay. Katina wants to know about this third person that came to mind. Is that who this cord belonged to? All right, so tell me, let me stop it. It's just very active. Okay. All right, tell me when.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
Okay, it's going. It's starting up slowly. It's giving me a yes. Does the person fit the description? Are they? No, it's giving me a bigger yes. Did something like, did he come into your life about 6 to 7 years ago, or did you have a falling out or something weird?
That's about the time length that I did have a like an on and off relationship with somebody, but we kind of parted at that point, the 6 to 7 years ago. But
Okay.
this person still desires to be part of my life. And we're not a vibrational match, so I don't go there.
Awesome.
So I think that they still are trying, maybe, because they don't know. Like you and I, we're aware of our thoughts and where our thoughts go, and this person they just think thoughts, right? I mean, the average person, we're
How
not.
dare
Most
them?
people are not delivered in their thinking, so
Yeah.
their minds are just wandering out there, right? So what if could that be a thought form of that person?
I don't think
You
so.
don't think so?
No,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just picking up on the energy, but the domineering part makes sense if he's still very much hovering and waiting and wanting to reconnect with you. And I just want to say good on you, because it takes strength, especially when you're not attached to somebody and we can
Yeah.
get lonely,
Right.
to just be like, oh, it'll be, just a friend with benefits. But yeah, sometimes people can't handle that, and
Right.
it
They
takes
want
it
all of
takes a
you.
good amount of strength for you not to fall into that. So
Yay.
yeah.
Great. That was fun. So would you like another word for that? Would that be psychic surgery as well? Or is that different?
I don't know. I remember hearing about that as a kid, and that always felt to me like some con artist with a chicken liver, So I don't resonate with that term.
I
I
get it.
just call it like toxic cord removal. I sometimes I call it cord cutting. It's really not cutting. There's nothing surface level about it. Cutting is surface level. So, and that does serve a purpose for certain cords, but not the deeper or toxic ones. It does
Okay.
nothing for those.
Awesome. Awesome. So you have some current events and things like that coming up. What projects are you currently working on?
I recently started making handmade pendulums,
Nice.
and they basically create themselves. I start
Mhm.
with an idea and then I read the energy and I communicate with the project from start to finish, so that they are extremely they have just a really good energy and they're ready to work, and it's not like I'm snatching a crystal and saying you're going to be a pendulum. I ask it, even when I'm shopping for each piece, I'm asking the energy, do you want to be a pendulum? And if I get a really excited yes, I'm like, I'm taking you home. And
Wow.
there could be 4 on the shelf and one of them says yes. And so it just, from the start to finish, they create themselves.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank
So,
you.
so what got you started in the pendulums to want to work with them?
I have always been drawn to those,
Mm-hmm.
always, even as a kid when I didn't know what I was doing. I always tried to use a pendulum. I would make them and get them to work, and I had no idea what I was doing. But I don't know how it happened. I teach
Mm-hmm.
classes on pendulums, and I just started teaching a 6-week pendulum series where we
Nice.
cover a lot of things. It's only like 45 minutes long every Sunday, and it's
Okay.
online. I had to switch to online because I
Mm-hmm.
kept getting this urge to teach, but things weren't
Right.
open yet. And I was like, okay, Spirit, I'm going to listen. I'm going to do it. And I've already got one under my belt, and it went really well. It was amazing. And we had such a great group.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And it just makes sense that because I was selling crystal pendulums before, but just something said make your own, and they don't have to be a crystal in order to respond. Really, a pendulum is anything on a string.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes I'm out and about and I'm like, where's my pendulum? It's in my purse somewhere, but I can't locate it, right? And I'll pick up my keys, right? And I'll ask a question and it'll just do its thing.
Yep.
So you're right, just about anything, a necklace, keys,
Yeah.
anything with a string on it.
I was buying dream catchers on a trip that we took last summer for a wedding in Arizona. And
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to buy dream catchers for me and the kids and my sister. So I was in the store holding the thing by its handle and asking, okay, are you the right one for Jordan? All right, next one. And if anyone was watching me, they probably thought I was a complete nut, but I was like, oh, well, I'm out of state.
Right?
I'll never see these people again.
Right?
Let it rip.
Yep. Like I'll be at the grocery store, I'll just whip it out and ask a question. And it's like, I know people be like, okay, what is she doing? I don't really care.
Yep. Yeah. I have I get energy signatures in my body, so I don't actually have to use a pendulum, but it does take less energy for me to use a pendulum than it does to get the answers that way. So sometimes I prefer it, especially if I know I'm going to be asking a lot.
Nice, nice. Would you like to share some more? What types of things could someone expect to learn from your pendulum class?
Okay. Well, I brought my card. Um, it's called Pendulum Mastery, and everything happens in a private Facebook group. So,
Mm-hmm.
and the classes are Facebook Lives, so you can ask questions and interact with me while we're learning. And then the the videos stay posted, so if you miss a class, you just catch up on your own.
Mm-hmm.
And so week 1, we just do basics like and safety, so you know what and who you're connecting to, and if you we go through like misinformation, false beliefs about pendulums. Like, are you opening a door, and how does it really work? And I talk about the flow of energy and how to get your bearings and all that good stuff. And then week 2, we use a pendulum to decipher what the body needs. So we use a bunch of products, and this is different than yes and no. So I tell them, okay, now throw away everything you just learned. We're going to do something new. And it's really fun. It's very cool because when, if you're asking, like, okay, can I eat eggs?
Right.
You want to know, this will give you a measure of how good are eggs, like vibrationally and physically, for your body. You don't want to just a yes or a no. This will give you a, okay, that was a nice big answer, so that means it's really good for me. And it's fun. It's great. You can find out allergies for and help your pets, and all kinds of
That's really
that.
cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, and then we'll do how to build a relationship with your pendulum and other crystals for the people who really want to get to know crystals better, other than just their Googleable um, specs, you know, on what they're supposed to be able to do. If you really want to know, you can
Mm-hmm.
learn by using a pendulum to do that. And then week 4, I teach people how to tune into their chakras. You can see how your chakras are doing. And then week 5, we do numbers, percentages, dates, and planning, which sounds really boring, but there's a lot of cool things that you can find out about yourself and about your soul self.
Okay.
That way, like
Can
how
you
many
repeat
past
that one? That's very intriguing.
numbers, percentages, dates, and planning.
Okay.
So you can find out like what percentage of the population right now are empaths. Questions like that. And
Nice.
things like how many past lives do I have, and how many of them were on Earth, and how many of them were
Wow.
somewhere else. And there's so many fun things you can find out. And then the last week of this class, I teach you how to connect with your angels and guides using a pendulum. And if you're into spiritual growth and you haven't like fully developed your clairs yet, this is a really good tool to use in the meantime.
Really? Because I want to get in touch with my clairs, especially clairaudience.
Yeah. Yep.
That'll be fun. Wow.
And you do have that one they're showing me. I can see my symbol for clairaudience. So you do
Okay.
actually have that,
I do have
Claire.
it.
Yep. Yes, you do.
Yes.
And then what I won't go over everything, but I also teach an advanced pendulum mastery that's only offered to the people that take my first level. So I teach you way more, way
Cool.
more. And I won't take time and run all that down, but my class starts June 6th.
June the 6th.
Yep. And it goes for 6 weeks. We're going to skip the 4th of July because that falls on a Sunday. And so it's actually like 7 weeks, but you know. And then the advanced class is in October.
Okay. So the one coming up, you want to give the price on it?
Yeah, it's $44.44. Kept it very reasonable. It could probably be a couple $100
I
because I
love
teach.
40. The number is just amazing, but that is an awesome price.
Yeah.
So it's going to be every Sunday?
Yeah, from June 6th until I believe July 18th.
And what's the price? I mean, I'm sorry, what's the time?
Noon, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And it's only for 45 minutes.
Oh. I might think about that.
Okay. Well, if you're interested, how about I just give the link?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay. It's my acuity scheduling app. So that would be www.autumnrummel. So it's autumn like the season, AUTUMN, Rummel, RUMMEL, .as.me, MME.
Okay, and I'll put the link down below too as well so
Okay.
they can click on it.
Thank you.
You're
Yeah, I
welcome.
keep it really reasonable because I want them to be able to explore and grow their spiritual gifts and learn about crystals and pendulums and open up this world that is mostly, left untouched.
Right. For the majority of people, right.
Yeah. And then the people that take my class usually want a really amazing pendulum. So
Right?
I know someone.
I think it'll be helpful because I have this thing with trusting the pendulum.
Oh yeah.
You
Yep.
know, I want to trust it more. Because I have this trust thing going on.
Yeah.
You probably pick up on that. I don't know.
I had that for a long time with pendulums. I just, at one point, I put mine away and was angry and thought, okay, maybe this just isn't for me. And I didn't touch it for, I don't know, probably a year. And then I just started coming back to it and learning on my own. And some of this stuff is channeled. You won't find it in a book.
Right. Absolutely. There's nothing like hands-on, like physically learning from someone. That's my best way to learn anyway. I'm more of a visual auditory person.
Yeah,
I'm
me
not
too.
big on books.
Yeah. Same.
No, this is just amazing. I'm just processing everything you just said.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure having you on. So in October, like what's that class going to be about?
That is advanced pendulum mastery.
Okay.
That one is more, and it is week 1 is healing yourself and others using a pendulum. Week 2 is advanced chakra work, like um, healing, healing, balancing, aligning your chakras. You could actually create an upgraded chakra system.
Huh.
Yeah, I have one of those. And week 3 is people and relationships, learning hidden character traits. And this one was channeled to me, so this is very unique. Week 4 is finding lost items. That one's not super trivial. It could have been in the first class, but when I was channeling what to teach, it just didn't come up in the first one. So it's helpful and it's going into the second one. Week 5 is locating and clearing dense energy in your home or office or surroundings. And then week 6 is the human pendulum technique, which is where I teach you how to channel signatures in your own body rather than actually needing a pendulum.
That is nice. I'm looking forward to because I'm thinking about doing the at least the first one.
That would
12
be,
to 1 every Sunday. Okay.
yep, 12 to 12:45. Yep.
12 to 12:45. Okay.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, I do have one more question. So just kind of going back to the clearing of my body that you just did. Do you know um why the energy like would be by my breast? Because I know that breast on the left side is actually bigger than the other one too. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything, but
I don't know. Sometimes it does mean something. I wasn't getting any information about that. Like sometimes, I mean, because it was the breast, you would think, I don't know, like
I
if
understand.
someone is infatuated with that area of you, or if it had something to do with parenting. I mean, maybe he desperately wanted you to have kids and you didn't, and that's why things didn't work out. Or because it
Oh,
was the left side, that is the feminine energy. So maybe some part of him wanted to conquer your feminine energy, and you know
which
what I
will
mean. And
never
his,
happen.
yeah, right. And he
Which
was
I ain't
his,
having it.
yeah, and his energy overall was just really domineering. So I think he would be very smothering if you were to get into a relationship with him, and would smother your own like sensitivity and your intuition and the things that make you amazing and different. So there's a lot that can, sometimes the correlations are very obvious and sometimes they're not, and I just don't know.
Okay, I get that. Thank you. I learned a
Welcome.
lot today, so thanks.
Awesome. You're
Thanks.
welcome.
So thank you so much for being a guest on Awakening with Katina Love. It's been a pleasure. And audience, thank you for tuning in as well to Awakening with Katina Love. Namaste.